Hello, guys. Welcome to the Cinephiles podcast. I'm your host Om Rana today, and today is going to be an interesting topic as we are about to discuss the Oscar predictions for 2020. I've already released a blog regarding this, which you can check out on stridenthub.com, and this is the blog which has just been started, so you won't find it difficult to find my blog there. It is under the name Oscar Predictions 2020 by Om Rana, released on January 17. So, what an year 2019 was. So many great movies, so many great performances by so many legendary actors. We saw Brad Pitt, Tom Hanks, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Anthony Hopkins, and Joaquin Phoenix as well. And not only that, finally we saw Adam Driver receive the recognition he clearly deserves. There's construction going on behind my house, and I am really sorry about that. So let's continue our discussion of what could be the possible winners of the 92nd Academy Awards. Now, I think I'm gonna start straight away. I just need to get my script in front of me so that I don't miss any names. So, which category are we going to start with first? So the first category that we are going to discuss is the best film editing, and the nominees are The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Ford vs Ferrari, and the South Korean blockbuster Parasite. Now, to be honest, I'm straight away going with Ford vs Ferrari in this category, as movies like these require a lot of short transitions in quick succession, and Ford vs Ferrari, being a sports movie, did an excellent job in handling those scenes. However, if there is any competition in this category to Ford vs Ferrari, it is my favorite movie of this year, The Irishman. So it is going to be interesting to see which one would take the Oscar home, and I am going with Ford vs Ferrari, which will win this category. And what I would love is if Irishman wins it. Next we have is the original score, and the nominees are the film composer of Joker. Her name is really hard to pronounce. I can say her first name. It's Hildur, and the surname is good. I'm sorry, I can't say it, so I'll go with Hildur only. And then we have Little Woman, Alexandre Desplat. Marriage Story is Randy Newman, 1917. Thomas Newman. Are they related? And Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, which is composed by John Williams, Sir John Williams. I mean, who doesn't know John Williams? And if you don't, you gotta search him. You gotta listen to his scores, man. He was the same guy who produced the Hedwig's theme for Harry Potter, the Schindler's List theme, and all the Steven Spielberg's movies themes has been composed by Sir John Williams. He's one of the most respected composers of all time, and this is going to be what I read was that this was John Williams' final contribution in any movie as a composer. So let's discuss the original score nominees and predict which one could be the winner. So, Joker, Little Woman, Marriage Story, 1917, and Rise of the Skywalker. This is the category I'm, to be honest, excited about, because being a musician, I can say that Hildur from Joker has an edge over her counterparts, and she is definitely going to win this one. My vote goes to Hildur, because if you've heard the theme, if you've watched the movie, you can clearly feel the isolation and the loneliness that Arthur goes through by listening to the score. Hildur had an amazing 2019, to be honest. She was also the composer for the short series Chernobyl, which was a sensation when it came out. So Hildur is going to win it 100%. Let's move on to the next category, and that is cinematography. And the nominees are Rodrigo Prieto for The Irishman, Lawrence Sher for Joker, Jarin Blaschke for The Lighthouse, and this is the only category in which The Lighthouse is nominated. I think it is the only, yeah. Then we have Roger Deakins, the most unfortunate man of the Oscars. which he has been nominated for 1917, and the legendary Robert Richardson, nominated for cinematography for his contribution in the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Some big names, definitely Robert Richardson and Roger Deakins. Now, Robert Richardson has already won multiple times, I think 4, and this is his this if he wins, this will be his 5th win. And Roger Deakins, who, if you don't know his story, he has been nominated 15 times for an Academy Award, and he has just won once, and that was last year for Blade Runner 2049. And I'm predicting this is going to be his second award in cinematography for 1917, because even though Joker also can give a tough competition in this category, but I'm still going with Roger Deakins for 1917. It is a war movie, and from what I have seen in the trailer, I've not seen the movie because it has came out just today as I'm recording this podcast, and I was planning to go, but I have to attend a marriage function today. So I'm going to go with Roger Deakins for will win and should win in cinematography. It's going to be his second Oscar, definitely. Let's move on to the next category, and that is Best Adaptive Screenplay. And we have Steven Zillian, Greta Gerwig, Taika Waititi for Jojo Rabbit, Anthony McCartin for The Two Popes, Todd Phillips and Scott Silver for Joker. So, again, I will go with my favorite movie of this year, The Irishman, for the adaptive screenplay, and the only competition in this category to Steve Zillian would be Greta Gerwig. I'm hoping that if not The Irishman, she gets it. So good luck to Greta Gerwig, but I'm gonna go with Steven Zillian for The Irishman. And let's move on to the next category now. So next category is the Best Original Screenplay, and the nominees are Rian Johnson for Knives Out, Noah Baumbach for Marriage Story, Sam Mendes and Christy Wilson for 1917, Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. Seeing the momentum and the pattern of the award ceremonies which are going these days, I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood will win, but my personal pick would be Knives Out. It's really sad to see Knives Out being snubbed for the Best Picture nomination. At least it should have got the nomination, if not the award, because the movie was phenomenal. I totally loved it, and I'm hoping that Knives Out win this one. But I think Quentin Tarantino is going to win in Best Screenplay. However, Parasite had an amazing screenplay and can be a tough competition to Quentin Tarantino. To be honest, I will rate Parasite above Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when it comes to screenplay. Yeah, even though I am a big fan of Quentin Tarantino, but Parasite, I think, was a little better one this year. And Bong Joon-ho, good luck to you. Let's move on to the next category now, and now we are in the big ones. This is the Best Supporting Actress, and the nominees are Laura Dern for Marriage Story, Florence Pugh for Little Women, Margot Robbie for Bombshell, Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell, and Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit. I'm sorry, I have a little cold today, so okay, yeah, Best Supporting Actress. So just like the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice, I think Laura Dern from Marriage Story is going to take the Oscar home. She's got the momentum with her. But my personal preference would be Florence Pugh for her performance in Little Women. Little Women did an amazing job this year. I mean, gathering so much attention before the Oscars, and Florence had an amazing year as well, because she was in Midsommar, which was unfortunately snubbed, and she was in Little Women, for which she has been nominated, and now she will be seen alongside Scarlett Johansson, who has also been nominated in this category, in the upcoming movie, which is The Black Widow. So good luck to Florence Pugh, and I'm hoping you win. Let's move on to the next category, and that is, now this is something I need to drink water before it, because this is something I am the most excited about. This is the best actor in a supporting role because the nominees, fasten your seatbelts because I am announcing the nominees now. Brace yourself. Drum roll, please. Drum roll. Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Al Pacino for The Irishman. Joe Pesci for The Irishman. Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes. And the last one, the favorite of all, Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. The most difficult choice the jury has to make this year. Because this category is filled with luminaries, the legends of acting who have shaped Hollywood, who have shaped how we watched films, who have made films a part of our lives. Any film lover, any cinephile would definitely want all of them to win. But sadly, we can only have one winner. So if I have to pick one out of these geniuses, I will go with Al Pacino. Now, Jimmy Hoffa, the role played by Al Pacino in The Irishman, was probably one of the best he has played in his entire film career. I mean, nobody is talking about him. Everybody is praising that we have got a Scorsese movies, an old school gangster movie in the modern day cinema, and what people have forgot is that Al Pacino did a terrific job. One can actually feel the aggression and the anger of Jimmy in some shots from the movie. If you just pause for a moment anywhere where Jimmy Hoffa is just sitting and looking at someone, you will see. And that is, I think, the quality of a great actor. That is what differentiates a great and a good actor, where he can act just by his eyes, his expressions, without even saying a word. And Jimmy Hoffa, aka Al Pacino, did a marvelous job, and I am picking him for best supporting actor. And Joe Pesci as well. I would say what a comeback he has made. What a comeback! The notorious gangster from the 90s, from the 80s, and we are seeing him like this in 2019, and it is a privilege. It is a privilege watching the big three working together: the Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci together. It was a dream come true for the cinephiles around the world, definitely. And I thank Martin Scorsese for this, for bringing them all back together in a gangster movie and making it beautifully. I've lost adjectives here. I don't know. This is what happens when I get carried away praising these actors. So anyway, this was my pick, Al Pacino for the best supporting actor. This is what I want should win. But there is someone who I think has got the momentum just like Laura Dern and Quentin Tarantino in the best screenplay category, and that is Brad Pitt. Now, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was the movie I went to watch first day, first show. And before the movie, I had envisioned that it would be Leonardo DiCaprio all around. I mean, he would be dominating the movie, and we would hardly be paying any attention to Brad Pitt because Leo is in the lead role, and it's a Tarantino movie. So I thought that he would be the dominating protagonist, but after the movie was over, I realized that it was Brad Pitt. And I love Leo. I love his acting. He is in the top 5 of my favorite actors of all time. But I gotta say that it was Brad Pitt who carried the film forward and made me love this movie with his role of Cliff Booth. It's amazing to see that he won the Golden Globe. I would love to see him win an Oscar. He has been nominated a couple of times, I think, and hasn't won. But if it is his year, then I don't have any regrets. But yeah, I wanted Al Pacino. But if Brad Pitt wins, okay, I would be equally happy for Brad. So next we have is Best Actress, and the nominees are Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Renée Zellweger for Judy, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, Charlize Theron for Bombshell, and Saoirse Ronan for Little Women. Now, without any doubt, this is going to be Renée Zellweger's Oscar for her performance in Judy. She won the Golden Globe, she won the Critics' Choice. You gotta feel bad for Saoirse Ronan. I mean, this is her 4th nomination. She is really young. She will be nominated many more times in the future, but still, she's She is on a losing streak in the Academy Awards, and I love her. I just want her to win once, but I think she has to wait a little more. Tough chance for her, but my pick is Renée Zellweger for Jury. However, Scarlett Johansson did a terrific job as well, so a big shout out to her. And what an year she is having. I mean, nominated for Best Actress, nominated for Best Supporting Actress as well, and she was also in Avengers Endgame, so 3 big movies under her name. Amazing. Now we are finally at the last 3. I need to hydrate myself before I prepare for this category, and that is the Best Actor. And the nominees are Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, Adam Driver for Marriage Story, and Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes. I will be dead honest with you guys. Just like Joaquin said in Golden Globes, there was no fucking competition. I would say there is no performance this year which can match the performance of Joaquin. And if by any chance the Best Actor is rewarded to anybody else other than Joaquin, it would be the biggest upset in the history of Academy Awards. Whew. Yes, I've said it. I may remind you that Joaquin is an actor who has been nominated for movies like Gladiator, The Master, and Walk the Line. And he hasn't won for any of those. Can you believe it? Can you just believe that he didn't win for The Master, which according to me is the best acting performance from an actor that I have seen in my entire life. So I want the Academy to know that this should be Joaquin's Oscar and nobody else's. Please don't play any games this year. Do not even consider anybody else, because Arthur was the best of 2019. I've said it. I won't talk about anybody else. Okay, I will. Adam Driver, I love you. You finally are getting a recognition here in India. I think majority of people don't know who Adam Driver is, to be honest. But after Marriage Story, I have seen people change. I have seen people starting to know him and appreciating of what he has done in the past, and are really excited for his next project as well. So Adam Driver, not this year, but you will definitely get one in the future, and I'm 100% sure. Leonardo DiCaprio, good performance. The trailer scene was absolutely amazing, but sorry Leo, Joaquin clearly dominated. Next we have is the Best Director, and the nominees are Quentin Tarantino, Bong Joon-ho for Parasite, Sam Mendes for 1917, Todd Phillips for Joker, and Martin Scorsese for The Irishman. Now, 2 big names in this category, and they are Quentin Tarantino, who has never won an Oscar. And I think he should win, because he has decided early in his career that he will be making only 10 movies, and this is his 9th. So if this is not the one, at least next one should be, because he definitely needs one under his name before he ends his career. And next we have is Martin Scorsese, another big name, who has won for The Departed 2006 in the 2007 Oscars. Can this be Scorsese's second? Well, I hope it does. On the other hand, I think Sam Mendes again has edge over his counterparts here. 1917 being a war movie can give a slight advantage to Mendes. However, if you ask me, I will go with Martin Scorsese because of his brilliance in The Irishman. I still remember the camera movements and one-take scenes were phenomenal. And the way he managed the big 3, Joe, Al and Robert, was truly incredible. So my should win is The Irishman, and my will win is 1917. And finally, we are about to end this predictions by predicting the Best Picture. And the nominees are The Irishman, 1917, Joker, Jojo Rabbit, Little Women, Marriage Story, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite, and Ford versus Ferrari. Whew. Exceptional pack of movies this year, all with an incredibly unique story of their own. There's one more that could have been in the list, I think, and I think that is Rian Johnson's Knives Out, because I loved the movie. The screenplay was good, everything was good, acting was phenomenal, but it was snubbed. So my prediction is 1917, which already made its mark in Golden Globes with the Best Picture. And unlike Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and The Irishman, 1917, you won't see big stars in that movie, but still it is giving tough competition to a star-studded blockbusters like these two. So hats off to Sam Mendes for pulling a masterpiece out of these actors, and good luck to him. And I just want to say that I've still not seen 1917. If it is removed from the nomination, the only winner that I see is The Irishman, and no other movie can even match the brilliance of that movie. So my should win is The Irishman, and 1917 is my will win. So that is all for this podcast. I have to say goodbye now to you. Thanks for tuning in on whichever platform you are listening. If you have any queries, or if you have anything to say to me, or if you have to give me some topics that I should discuss in my upcoming episodes of the podcast, you can drop me a DM. My Instagram handle is @OmHanks, which has been derived from Tom Hanks. Many people ask me that, and you just need to cut the T and you'll get Om Hanks. So from that I have derived it. So drop me a DM there, and I have a song coming out. It's called Rise of the Joker, and I think all the cinephiles who are listening would love this course. So for that you can follow me at Aurora Lights Music on Instagram, AURORALIIGHTS Music. You will get the update when the song is coming out. And if you have any suggestions for me, just drop a DM and I will respond. Thanks for tuning in once again. These were the Oscar predictions 2020, and I'm gonna go now. Good night, goodbye.